What's going on, you guys? And today I'm going to be bringing you one tip for every defender in light of the new season. If you do enjoy, please subscribe. If you're on Google, you can actually see the subscribe button glows and has a rainbow around it whenever I say subscribe. Look, subscribe. So do me a favor and shut me up and just subscribe so you never have to hear me say subscribe again. Please like and share it to your friend. And without further ado, let's just get into it. One tip for every defender. Now, first of all, we have smoke. Now, one tip for smoke I'm going to give you straight up is learn the SMG 11's recoil. If you want to excel in this game, learning the recoil in the SMG 11 is a must. It's a must. The SMG 11 is a powerful secondary that's on a lot of defenders in this game, and you can play it, you have to be able to play it like an assault rifle for you to be able to play smoke. Other than that, throw your casters to the nice plant, and of course, only run shotgun and the SMG. Now, next up, we got mute. Now, with mute, the tip I'm going to give you is learn some mute setups. Mute has some amazing setups, for example, down and basement and canal, which I've already covered before in a previous video on the channel. What this is your mute jammers can interlink with each other, allowing drones to not get past without the mute jammers being exposed, and allowing you to play in bathroom or in sight on canal basement without getting droned out and just denying a lot of intel. So make sure you do learn some simple mute setups which do interlink. Next is going to be castle. Now, with castle in the new season, he's got an ACOG. A lot more castle sites and setups are going to be a lot more powerful now that he has access to the ACOG. With castle, the number one tip I can give you is learn setup on bank. What this castle setup entails is castle barricading the double window that interlinks the sites together, and the window on the left of the double door, allowing you to have a spot to play behind with a reinforcer to the left of the castle barricade and headholes to the right of the castle barricade, which gives you deep angles onto the main wall, which you should have headholes on, and of course the ability to swing on anyone repel if you make headholes to the left in between the reinforced wall and a castle barricade. And of course, you do want to do this with the super shorty since you're running the UMP with an ACOG. Next up is pulse. Now, with pulse, the tip is swap to Solus. But of course, if you're not going to swap to Solus, what I would say you do need to learn is map geometry. One tip that I can always give as a general one is if you're below sight and the floorboards are facing north to south, what to do is angle yourself adjacent to it so you're facing east to west, and you can shoot up and get a shootable angle up through the floor. As we all know, when you're trying to spray up or down a floor, sometimes metal bars and beams can get in your way. So if you run adjacent with metal beams, then you can easily get shots onto anyone planting or anyone that is on their drone. Next up is dock. Tip is just stay alive and run the bailiff. You set up the site, you make the head holes, you have an ACOG, you spawn peek, you don't die, you come back to site, and you just heal people, and like, life is good, you know? And tip for rook is to swap to dock, or just place your ability and use your impacts to make a rotate. It doesn't get more simple. If you can use the gameplay rook. Next up, Kapkan. Now with Kapkan, my tip is for you is put yourself in the attacker's feet. Is this a door I'm going to check? Is this an angle I'm going to drone? Is this an angle I can see from another doorway? Is this in my common line of sight for an attacker to see? If the answer to any of that is yes, swap, bro. You're useless in Kapkan. Good example for good Kapkan spots is, for example, in closet on Oregon top floor. Keeping them on the left door for closet, so when an ace or fragment runs into hard breach wall, of course they get their feet and entire body decapitated and they're sent to spectating on a drone. Voila. Now next up, Tachanka. Straight up, and we can say it third time today, fucking swap to Tachanka, bro. Tachanka as well. Not Tachanka, smoke. Swap off Tachanka, get on smoke. You want a gadget to deny plant? Smoke. You want sub site? Smoke. You want deployable shield? Okay, fair enough. But general, swap. Now, a tip for Jaeger is to buy the G2 bundle. No bias, of course. With Jaeger, just go invoice. Right? I want you to go, yo team, anyone want Jaeger ADS? Is anyone defending an area of the map with bulletproof utility? If the answer is that yes, I want you to run over there and just place your util right next to it in line of sight. If you are, put yourself in the attacker shoes. That's what you always want to do when you're defending. Put yourself in the attacker shoes. If I'm running down the stairs and I have a frag grenade in hand and I'm going to throw it or I'm going to flash an angle, is an ADS going to intercept it before it can explode or intercept it before it nuts on my teammate's face? If the answer is no, never play Jaeger again. Answer that is yes, then well done, you've done your job successfully as Jaeger. Moving on, bandit. Learn how to bandit trick. It's simple. What you do is go into your settings, turn your audio all the way up, turn your music off, mute your teammates, deafen if you need to, if you're on a Discord call, and just hold your headphones, man, and just make sure you hear where the firmate's going to go, if it's left or right or whatever. And that's how you bandit trick. Of course, there's other factors in playing tip, but of course, it will come with time. You know, at least you know the basics now. Frost. Get into the habit of swinging off your welcome mats. What I see a lot of Frost people doing still is placing their welcome mats on the other side of the map, because that used to be effective at getting like a kill sometimes and get the occasional roamer. However, now, to be honest, you got to make sure you're able to swing off your frost mats immediately. So the site I always recommend for frost would be Top Floor Chalet. You can place it on the piano and bathroom windows, and you can play in piano. As soon as someone jumps in, you can just fry them instantly. You have an ACOG and you have a shotgun set up site, and you have a deployable shield. Frost is a solid operator. I would play her if you're new to the game. Next up, Valkyrie. Get on Coconut Bra. What are you doing here? Click off the video, go watch some Coconut Bras, and learn some black eye spots. What I will say though is, good tip for Valkyrie is just have a microphone, man. Communicate, yellow ping. Tell your teammates, even if you're not able to see 4 from below in a certain spot, or like it's nigh a plant there, whatever it is, make sure you're giving callouts and keep information for the team. And that's all Valkyrie is good at, man. And especially now with the new ability to see where your C4 is going to land when you throw it, when you hold it out. Amazing. It allows for a lot more Valkyrie setup, as you can hit unbelievable chucks of C4s, making Valkyrie very powerful. Next up, Caveira. Next up, Echo. You lost your ACOG, man. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, man. You lost your ACOG. So now we're just going to use you as an attacker on defense. What I mean by this is I want you to drone with your runners, just, you know, fly about a bit. This, I'm trying to blow my lips. My lips are dry. There we go. Drive about. As soon as you see someone, to the ceiling, push, concussion. And then your roamer will swing off it, get the kill. Wow, well done. You've done your job as Echo. Knew it. Moving on, we have Mira. With Mira, just make sure you always have a defender ready to play off your Mira. A lot of time when you bring Mira, they'll bring a Twitch, and he'll just ruin your day, man. This sucks, man. There ain't the worst feeling in the world, other than maybe your dog dying, than playing Mira and your Mira just getting exploded on by a Twitch drone. I hate to see it. I wouldn't worship my worst enemy, to be honest. And of course, learn some Mira setups, common ones. For example, you've got the Mira set up on coastline, top floor, and master bedroom. Got the Mira set up in coastline again, kitchen. Just common Mira setups. You gotta know, man. You just gotta know. And for Legion, the tip is stay alive. Simple. You want to be able to throw down your Goomings all around the site, put them in common entryways, default plant spots, and anywhere that you're going to either set up off-site or on-site and swing off. So you can capitalise off the fact that a defender is poisoned. When a defender is poisoned and you hear them go shh, you want to go boom, swing with T5. T5, amazing weapon. Best SMG on defense. With Ela, I want you to run Ela Shotty, and as soon as you hear someone hit your Ela mine, swing that shit and let it rip. Just fully rip it. Rip it, bro. Rip it, rip it. A good setup I always like to use is Canal with Ela. You've got Skybridge, and you can swing off the Ela mine and rip it on them. And of course you got the cubby corridor, top floor, next to breach. Stick an Ela mine above that doorway there. You swing on some and just rip it, fully rip it. And next up, there's Vigil. Vigil, to be honest, man, you just gotta learn when to use your ability and when to deactivate it. The times where you should activate your ability is when you're rotating, not when you're hiding. If you're using your ability when you're hiding, you have failed and you're actually helping the defenders more because they have a general vicinity of where you are. Now next up is Maestro. Now for Maestro, I'm going to give you a setup right now. Right here, right now. And it's going to be Villa on Aviator Bar. I think it's called Aviator. The game. I don't... Listen. It's the first site you always go to. And what I want you to do is stick a bulletproof, or sorry, an evil eye on both the hatches on the top floor, above the hatches, and then shoot out the hatch so that they can't go and melee the glass. So they have to use utility to get rid of it and clear it. Then, in the same frame of mind, I want you to run to the table next to the main stairs and break the vase above the table next to the main stairs, and vault on top of the table and place a Maestro camera there. Then, after doing so, I want you to destroy the table, and after doing that, it's impossible to melee glass as long as you place it as high as possible. You have 3 unglass breakable evil eyes that people need to use utility to clear. Next up, we have Alibi. And the tip is, I want you to play with your dick out. Now, join me, boys. And if you have a penis, I want you to just take it out right now. Take it out. I want you to hold it whilst to give these communications on how to play this operator. Your gadget is an enigma. Throw it at the map, probably more useful. Fuck it, throwing it down and shooting it, probably more useful. Use your bailiff to set up site, and when the round begins, I want you to run off site. And what I want you to do is swing at the speed of light. Run the horizontal grip and just swing everything and full spray. Pre-fire everything, bro. Play like a complete schizophrenic. Clash, only play it if you have a teammate that you queued with that is willing to play off utility, because unfortunately, not everyone is going to allow you to just bikini body on them. And if you don't know what a bikini body is, it's when you put the shield away and you spin with the shield being put away, leading to them not being able to shoot you in the chest or the upper body. And by the time you finish spinning around, the shield is off your back and you have your SMG out and you can just fully spray them down, or your super shorty, which that is how you play Clash if you're solo. And you don't have any other operator in the game. Next up, Cade. With Cade, just get creative, bro. Start hiding your Cade claws either below, above, to the left, to the right. Just make sure whatever you do, you make the Cade difficult to find. And also, if you can, if the site allows it, try place your Cade claw away from the wall, but it still electrifies them. So it's harder for an attacker to EMP your Cade claw. Next up, Mozzie. Pains me to say this, man, but you gotta run Commando 9 now. Unfortunately, P10 was, they nerfed it on the ground, no ammo on it, and no 1.5. Sick reload though, and a G2 skin, which does give it bonus points. But fortunately, it's the end for P10 Roni 1.5 swinging bastard. Next up is Warden, and let me stand up here for a second. For Warden, man, you got a swap, bro. Warden's dead. If you hold an angle or a site or part of the map, play Womai and catch those grenades instead. You should never be playing Warden, unless they have a Yang or a Blitz, and they're consistently running it. Warden's dead. I'm in the operator select. You can't see it, but I'm in the operator select. Warden's dead, bro. I'm looking at his sexy ass here. I will miss his mustache, but my god, I'm glad he's fucking gone, man. Moving on. You have Goyo. Now, Goyo has a Vector and an ACOG. This is a dangerous combo. If you're playing Anchor and you know what you're doing with your Goyos, it's pretty amazing, I will be honest. Ugh. But my tip is to pre-place them on angles where you know you're going to be playing in that round as an Anchor, and pre-place them next to default plants or areas of the map you want to deny, which is just how you play them, to be honest. Also, bear in mind you have impacts as well, so if you do have to rotate and you have to peek from a different angle, which doesn't allow you to shoot the Goyo canister, you do have impacts to then explode them. You should only be running impacts, and this ACOG on the Vector is just like, it's amazing, bro. It's amazing. It's nuttable. Moving on, Womai. A tip for Womai is, again, just stay alive. You're basically a Legion and a Jaeger combination, and make sure whenever you place your magnets, they're away from the bulletproof utility, but in the middle of it. For example, in rafters, you don't want to place your Womai gadget on an Azami barricade on rafters in Clubhouse. Instead, you want to place it in the ceiling so it can catch your grenades, because it needs to arc it over, and it can explode in the ceiling and not affect your Azami. So just make sure that it's away from the bulletproof utility to try to protect, otherwise you're going to get team killed, reported, and just not having a good day overall. Oryx just swap, man, I'll be honest. There's no funny about it, bro. Nothing funny or humorous about playing Oryx, apart from a T5 SMG. And if they're running shields, if shields does become that powerful that they're able to counter traps, I would possibly run Oryx. But then again, Oryx is only good if a shield is on their own, and no shield is going to be playing on their own. There's going to be like 6 more SEAL Team 6 operators ready to just completely nut in your face and make you have a horrible day. Next up, Melusi. Now the tip is for Melusi, where you want to place your Banshees, you want to make sure you can swing off them at all time. For example, what I like to do is I place 2 Banshees towards Bunker on Oregon and 1 on Tower Stairs, and play Pillar myself. This means that I can swing Tower Stairs and Bunker from just one spot, meaning I get value out of all 3 of my Banshees, giving info and slows, which is how you should just always be playing Melusi. And also, make sure you do play Melusi this season, because she's broken with the ACOG MP5. Now next up, we have a Rooney. Now with Rooney, if you place your Asuria gate on the other side of the wall that a bandit is bandit tricking, when he eventually loses and fucks up the bandit trick somehow, if bandit walks away from the wall, you can zap off the Thermite charge and the ace breaches if the Asuria gate is on the other side of the wall. Now why would this be effective? It just means that they have to use more utility to get the wall open. Pretty simple stuff. Next up, we have Thunderbird. The tip for Thunderbird is pocket one of your Kona stations if you're roaming. Otherwise, place them all spread around the site. You don't want to have them focused in one area, because it makes it harder for your teammates to get them. Also, don't underrate the Spaz shotgun on her. The Spaz bearing 9 is an amazing combo I don't see anyone using enough. Next up, we have Thorn. Tip for Thorn is to place your Thorns in the ground. You can do this by shooting at the floor and making sure you don't penetrate the ceiling and the floor below you, but instead just penetrating the floorboard, so you can tightly squeeze a Razor Bloom shell in, and then when an attacker walks over it, it will activate and they won't get a notification where it is. And if they decide to stay there, like if you put it on a default plant for example, it will just completely annihilate them, cutting their body in half. Next up, we have Azami. The tip for Azami is try not to get boners when playing her. The tip for Azami is pocket 2 Akiba barriers. That's what I would also recommend now, since the new nerf for Azami, where now you can break them with just bullets. Why would you want a pocket 2? In case your setup gets destroyed by some bullets, and you can just completely remend your site. Next up, Solus. Tip for solos is just stay alive, bro. You do it all. Hunt drones, don't reinforce, bro. You should never be reinforcing on solos. All you should be doing, hunting drones in the prep phase. And then as soon as the prep phase is over, just chill about sight. Make sure you're underneath, deny the plant, and win the game. Also, do give callouts to your team. If somebody's on drone, and you can see their camera, and you don't have any impact grenades, get somebody to come below you with a C4 and blow them. Blow. Next up, we have Fenrir. And the tip for Fenrir is get creative with where you hide your Fenrirs. For example, you can hide Fenrirs in the washing machine in Chalet when attacking basement, meaning that when someone goes down the long corridor from big garage to wine, when they get halfway through it, they'll get blinded and you get a notification and you can swing and ruin their day. Finally, Tubarão. Tip for Tubarão is learn how to Tubarão banditry. What this is throw your Zoto canister at the ceiling as high as possible, and your bandit can bandit trick at the bottom half, meaning that when the Zoto canister evaporates, you have bandits battery ready and primed to ruin their day. Of course as well, bear in mind, with Deimos being so common nowadays, with him being the newest operator of course, you do counter him if you throw it at your feet. But I would only use that as a last resort because it destroys frames at the moment for no reason. So if you do play Zoto Man to destroy people's FPS, politely, go fuck yourself. But if you don't, and you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, you guys. That's gonna be every tip for every defender in Rainbow Six Siege. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, go follow my Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure to subscribe as well. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Love you. Goodbye. Alright, I'm gonna touch him.
Ciao. You dead?